2, 1, yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Command Time Podcast, live on YouTube, part of the Fans First Sports Network. With your boy GT. We got Caleb Powell, we got Caleb, and we got another special guest on the show, DeeLovesSports, one of the best sports personalities on Twitter and a diehard Steelers fan. D, welcome to the show. Glad to have you on the show with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. How y'all doing?
Good.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready.
I'm ready as well. I don't think any of us would have thought before the season that this game would be so anticipated. Did you think it would be both of our teams would be this good to start the year?
My team, yes. Yours, I was optimistic. I actually covered Jaden in the draft, so I had high hopes for him. Actually was interviewing him before the draft and after he got drafted, so I had high hopes. I actually had hopes for the Commanders post Dan Snyder anyway, so I'm happy. I think the whole league is surprised about how good they are on both sides of the ball right now.
Yeah, for sure. I just, bro, all that black is gold in the background really bugging me out. It's
Why? Why does it bother you so much? Don't you guys have similar uniforms?
Hey, but you know what? It looks very similar, but I still like mine's.
Okay.
I still like mine's better. So, you know. And don't think we saw that video on you at the Wizards game. We saw that video. And that was pretty bold.
Say hi to, my Commander's friends.
That boy Bobby Wagner said, y'all losing, y'all not winning.
So, D, I would care for you, for everybody. This is not just, just Commanders and Pittsburgh, obviously, but for me, as a young black content creator, I've been watching you for a while, seeing all the work you've done, tremendous work. Shout out to you. Tell us about your journey a bit. Tell us about how, you got into this industry, all the hard work you put in, some of the things that became some challenges. Obviously, we know when it comes to, let's face it, be the real music. Like when it comes to women in sports, a lot of people say women shouldn't have a right to speak sports or anything. But, you look like you have defied the odds so far. So tell us about your journey real quick.
Well, I started, and I tell everybody that asks me, how do you get started or what should I do? Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it and be consistent with it. I started during the pandemic. It's something that I always wanted to do, but I just didn't have the time to be consistent with it. Or I always felt that I needed to have someone with me. Like I couldn't do it by myself. I wasn't enough. I needed someone to do a show with me. But ultimately, I started on my own. I always had this passion for football. I had passion for sports in general, but when it came to the Steelers, it was a different level of passion. Like it was disgusting. I'm not in that piece of my fandom anymore. I don't even like calling myself a fan. But for me, I would talk about it. I would do a pregame Instagram live, and I would do a postgame Instagram live, and that was it. Like I would just do that weekly, and it evolved. And then, I did have someone in the beginning that wanted to do it with me weekly, and when that became inconsistent and that was messing with my consistency, I was like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it by myself. Like I can do this. So I started doing a show where I got familiar with the local beat writers and the local media, and so I would have them come on and talk about what's maybe going on the ground, or some of the other experts that were online that everybody loves. I would talk to them and build relationships with them. And then I was like, I got tired of editing videos because I still have a job. I know people don't think I work. Like I have a whole 9 to 5 that I work. So when I got tired of trying to edit everything and get it up in time and this and that and the third, because I'm a 1-woman team, I don't have anyone helping me with production. Excuse me. I was just like, okay, we're going to do this live. We're going to go live weekly. It's going to be out there. It's going to be done. And, whoever can come, can come. I don't have time to arrange guests. So I've been consistent, but I've made it fit in the best way I can for my life.
Oh, that's very interesting. I think this is a great story for you to tell a lot of people because we have a lot of people out here that's starting to gain into this podcasting part of their hobby. Trying to start a career. I think for you, watching your videos and how the amount of work you have put in, I think is an inspiration. I always ask a lot of people who come on shows whenever I get a chance that I want to know their journey. And for a lot of people of color, African Americans, that is something that is truly inspiring. And I just want to give you your flowers on this show today for the great job you have done.
I appreciate that. It never even seems like people are watching. I didn't do it for people to be entertained. I did it because it was something I really enjoyed doing. And so I didn't tell my friends, I didn't tell my family. I just did it because I didn't care. I didn't want anyone's opinion about what I was doing to deter me from doing it because it was something I wanted to do. So I never once asked for my friends or my family to subscribe. Never, because I didn't care if they did because I was still going to do it. So just some advice to people out there that if you really want to do it, do not even look for the media people to support you. Just do it because the people that are going to send you the most love and support are going to be people you probably never meet in your life. So that would be some advice for those that are just thinking about it or confused about starting or anything.
That's amazing advice. And this is only the beginning for you. The doors just cracked. It's gonna be wide open. Just keep on pushing. It's gonna keep on opening until it's gonna just keep opening and opening and opening and opening and opening. Just keep pushing.
Oh, I appreciate it.
For sure. I think when it comes to Black women, just not only just in the world but in the sports industry, they need to gain more respect just in general, and just the sacrifice that y'all make every day. Like you work a 9 to 5, like you got bills to pay, and then that's not even you wanting to do your own personal things and what you like to do, social life, the people that you love, your family. A lot of stuff you got to balance. So it just shows that you got the passion for it, and whatever happens. Like God has given you, He's blessed you in that aspect, and He's going to keep doing that if you put in the work, and you've been putting in the work. So that's
I appreciate y'all.
Sure.
Because like I said, you never know who's watching. So
For sure, you never know what opportunity can present itself. Like you just never know, and never know. Just keep grinding. Keep grinding.
Y'all too.
Cash, welcome to the show, bro. Glad you made it here
my guy?
safely and sound.
What's up, Cash?
What's good? How you doing?
Most definitely. So, okay, let's go ahead and get to the story of the week. Obviously, this is a pivotal game for both Washington and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers coming in hot. And the first question I want to ask you, and we'll rotate around with the panel, when it comes to the quarterback position, Pittsburgh Steelers acquired two quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, via trade. Were you cool with the decision? Oh, okay. One was by trade. My fault. Mm-hmm. So were you cool with the decision, even though Justin Fields was 4-2 as the starter, to going to Russell Wilson? I understand, there was a lot of people that was somewhat against it, but we've seen so far through the two games that Russell has played, he has lifted the passing game quite a bit. What are your thoughts on that quarterback position and Russell Wilson as the starter so far?
They brought in Russell Wilson first. They brought in Justin Fields second for whatever reason. One, I already knew Russell Wilson was going. Once I knew how much the Pittsburgh Steelers could pay for Russell Wilson at the end of last season, I knew he was coming to Pittsburgh. So that it was a done deal in my mind. But once I saw the value of Justin Fields going down, I was like, they could actually go get him as well. So I knew based off of what this offense looked like and what this offense needed, they needed a Russell Wilson. They needed the leadership. They needed the experience. They needed all the tangible things that he brings to a locker room because they didn't have it. When Ben Roethlisberger walked out that locker room, all of that left out with him. So Russell Wilson for me was the guy to start in the QB1 role from the get-go. I feel like your veteran defense is that's who they're going to want to lead them because they've seen what that offense has lacked for so long. I love Justin Fields. Love what Justin Fields can do with his legs, but I also was able to see it. I'm actually glad it worked out in a way where we were able to see what Justin could bring. Because we have a lot of film on Russell Wilson, so you know he's good at, and I don't know why people act like he can't play football. The film is there, the numbers are there. They just don't like him, and that's a different story because it has nothing to do with football. But we got to see what Justin can and cannot do well. And I love Justin, but there were things that we didn't see on film that we know Russell is capable of doing. And people are seeing that and they're like, oh, that was a good decision. But unfortunately, if you were to look at the tape prior to seeing Russell in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, you would have already had your answer. And so credit to Mike Tomlin being bold enough, being the leader that he is to make that decision. To continue to go with QB1 being QB1 and giving his offense a chance to thrive even further. So
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue with it. I don't even know why it was an issue because if you're QB1 and you get hurt, you're not supposed to lose your job to injury anyway. So saying the man was benched, I don't even get with that logic because he was QB number 2 to start. So he just went back to being
And then
QB
also,
2.
I think it'll give y'all some flexibility next year. Like if y'all wanted to keep Justin for like a backup role, he's played I think himself into a backup role in the NFL. And I do you believe the same? And I don't think he was tossed the arm and the leg.
I think that Justin Fields could start on a football team. I think he could be a starter. Would I love to keep them both? Absolutely. Do I think it's financially possible? I don't. But unless someone wants to take a major pay cut. So looking at the way this league is going right now, looking at some of these teams that desperately need help at the quarterback position, they will be willing to pay Justin Fields to come and help them.
Yeah, for sure. I think in that whole situation, um, I think Justin Fields is in a better situation just for a player with Pittsburgh than he is in Chicago. You know, Chicago is going through it right now with their situation and their front office, and there's just no sustainability, in my opinion. Um, Mike Tomlin, well respected coach. We already know what he brings to the table as he mentally prepares his team, how he just prepares them not only as football players but as men as well. Um, and even rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. You know, I hope in that situation where he would get him back on track. And I feel like that's the type of coach Mike Tomlin is. He gets players back on track where they need to be, and he keeps them mentally prepared and just mentally strong and sound. With Justin Fields and what he did throughout the season, I think he actually played pretty well. Are there some things that he leaves on the table as an offense, as a passer? For sure. He brings a different dynamic to the offense. It's just his dual threat ability and how he can hit the goal ball at a very good rate. I think with Russ, he doesn't have the same dual threat ability as Fields, but just as a cerebral effect to the game, I think Russell brings just something different. He's seen it all. Like he went up against LOB as a as a rookie throughout for 3 or 4 years. So he's seen every defense. He's been in different offenses. He still has the moon ball that he can hit to George Pickens. Um, so he you can just say he's a savvy vet. So he sees everything, I guess, on the football field as far as compared to Justin. So, but I think what Justin did, some people, I guess, as Steelers fans, some people may have mixed feelings about that situation when he got benched, but some people feel like you should ride the hot hand at the time. But then again, we all knew what this was at the end of the day.
And also with the
But
Steelers' schedule, it was a little harder to close the year. I think it was smart how they did it.
and even like that Cowboys game when y'all played the Cowboys, y'all really should have won that game.
Hmm.
Y'all really should have won that game. I think Justin. I think if y'all had Russ, y'all could have pulled that game out. To be honest, to
Hmm.
be honest, y'all really should have won that game. I
Hmm.
didn't, want, I didn't want the Cowboys to win.
Yeah.
I
You don't
don't.
you don't you don't win the turnover game and then lose the game. But I think that's and you saw it in the Jets game. And I'm sorry to
Mhm.
cut you off. So I'll stop. But
No, you're fine. No, you're good. Go
but
ahead.
you saw the Jets game when you got those turnovers, they equated
Mhm.
into points. There have been multiple times where the Pittsburgh Steelers put the ball in Justin Fields' hand, and sometimes he couldn't get them in a position to score.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's happened every single. No, I don't think it happened both times last week, but I could be wrong. I think it only happened or the last time we played against the Giants. I think it happened one of them didn't matter. The game's over. But that's what they're looking for. If the defense makes the plays, because we know we depend heavily on our defense, if they can put the ball back in your hand and take points off the board for the opposing offense, what can you do with the ball?
Yeah.
And that to me was major. And he came in there during that Jets game, and although it was a little rusty, the man hadn't played football since December 24th of last year. Um, he proved that he could get points on the board when the Pittsburgh Steelers defense got turnovers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like with Russ, just like with Justin Fields, Russ was also in a bad situation with Denver. They both needed fresh starts. They both need a good coaching staff to work with them and provide an offense for to cater to them. I think that was done in the off season.
Yeah.
Denver Russ played well. Like that situation was bad for him, just like in Chicago. They do the same
Mhm.
thing to every quarterback.
Yeah, and I hope that this is one of the reasons why I didn't want Justin to start, because I'm like, just heal, like just relax. You don't have the pressure, you don't have the stress, you don't have to deal with the media. You don't have to deal with any of those things. Russ is equipped to handle them. Let him lead and just soak up as much as you can soak up. But I know that desire to lead and play, like you don't want to just sit there on your hands. But I really wanted Russ to lead this team from the beginning, just so Justin could literally just sit back, relax, and don't have to worry about the scrutiny. But I'm also happy he has film out there too, for whether it's the Pittsburgh Steelers to offer him a contract or someone else. I'm all about the players getting paid at the end of the day too.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. I really want to get into this game because
Hmm.
I got a lot of. I like. I mean, DT, we can get into this game right now because unless you want to, we can talk about Lattimore too. So, or we can save that
Yeah.
to the end.
I know the game is very juicy. Everybody's been talking about
Yeah.
it. I wanted to hear her thoughts on the trade yesterday with Preston Smith, and also getting
Marcus
to help
Williams.
out with the wide receivers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think they made some good moves. I think it was always anticipated to get some type of wide receiver help. Everyone's been screaming it from the mountaintops. I haven't been as warm to it. Not saying I was against it, but I wasn't saying, "Oh my God, it's mandatory," just because I knew we hadn't fully used the guys that we had, and so we saw that open up, and we saw multiple guys get balls last week against the Giants. It was a beautiful thing. That's what guys want. They're going to play harder if they know they're going to actually get the ball in their hands. Mike Williams addition, great. He's respected on the field. I get it. But to earn respect, you gotta throw the ball the guys away. So you can't distract people if you're defenders if you're not gonna they know they're not gonna throw the ball that way. So I get it. You want a guy that has a name, has a reputation for being able to make big plays. Mike Williams is that guy. They didn't give up much for him. It's not going to cost us a whole lot of money. He was someone in the offseason, a free agent that they probably did look at and just didn't like the price tag. I don't know. So I'm happy with that. Oh gosh, Preston from the Green Bay Packers. he comes out, he wants a trade from Green Bay, and this particular defense fits with him. I don't know if you guys have noticed, when TJ Watt is down, we do not have a shot. It is a slim chance that we win a game without Mr. 90 over there. And so with his aggressiveness, along with Herbig coming back and Alex Highsmith, who, Alex
Isn't
and
Cole Holcomb
Herbig
coming
has
back
some,
as well?
excuse me?
Cole Holcomb, isn't he coming back soon as well?
Cole Holcomb's an inside linebacker, and I don't know when he's slated to come back, but there's no real date on his return. But he's been walking around. He's been at games, but he's not. I haven't heard anything about him coming back or a date. But for that outside linebacker position, it's great to have that depth, because just a couple weeks ago we lost the Marvin Leal, we lost Herbig, we lost Alex Highsmith. We were in a big hole there. But again, we couldn't use that excuse that other teams get to use about, injuries. But we were decimated at that linebacker position. So we're glad to have him.
Yeah, I think
great with our transactions over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think that Preston Smith trade is that gives you a lot of flexibility in the pass rush game. So, TJ Watt is almost on he's on the field 24/7. Now Alex Highsmith is also a very big help to y'all. I think he had a really good season last year. So it provides you some depth. You can be creative with your pass rush sets. You have Cameron Hayward in the middle as well. So that front four looking real good. That helps you a lot. That helps you a lot the back half of the season, and when it comes time to December football, which is meaningful football. So that's going to help you out a lot in the long run, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, let's go ahead and get to this game. Everybody's been waiting. So, what are your thoughts on this matchup with Washington against Pittsburgh Steelers? What are your thoughts heading into this matchup?
One, I love Jaden Daniels. Like, I cheer for him every week, especially when he's played in an AFC North opponent. So I love what he's able to do. I love how he's able to extend plays. Like, that's the thing in the league. You got to be able to do that, right? We've seen it for a very long time in Pittsburgh with Ben. Of course, it was in a different capacity, but still, love what Jaden's doing. So for me, seeing how my defense has played, or the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has played, the third and longs are where we're going to have a problem with Jaden Daniels. We struggled with third and longs with everybody, and so those are the moments where I'm going to fear Jaden Daniel and his ability to extend plays. But that's about it. We have been a little slippery with the run game, but I think they can clean that up here. And but I know that we're able to get to the quarterback, obviously. And we play a little soft at times, but it's like when the big plays happen, and no one scored on this team in the third quarter. It's crazy. No one's talking about that, but no one scored on this team in the third quarter. So the first half, they really, really get familiar, and then they make these adjustments. Especially that third quarter is really, really powerful. So I'm more so got my eyes on the defense to ensure that they're going to do it, because I think the offense is going to figure it out. Whether it's a combination of Najee, the passing game, we have Pat, we have George, we have Calvin, like we have the guys there. So as long as we get that offensive line, which might have to see another change because we might be getting our center back in the lineup, as long as that offensive line does their job, and I think one of our biggest problems has been Broderick Jones, but if we can get the offensive line to do their job, I'm not even actually worried about the offense. I'm more concerned about our defense on those third and long situations.
Yeah, So when I looked at this matchup with the Steelers, your offense against my defense, we struggle a little bit in the run game. As far as our passing defense, it's gotten better. But hopefully Marshall Lattimore plays this week.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I think My bad. I got a phone call. I think going into that game, we would be able to just play a lot of man coverage against y'all, and he'll force tight window throws. So usually with Marshawn, it's like go ahead and go to the number one, um, and we gonna handle the rest. So I feel like to me, this football game is going to be a very defensive minded game. It's just going to have to. Like our offense, our rushing offense is really good. As far as your rushing offense is pretty good too as well. Like we're top five and you guys are top 10 at the same time as far as
Mhm.
yards per rush, rushing yards per game. Um, Now, when it comes down to the passing game, you guys average, I think, 17 completions per game. So you don't pass the ball a lot in that aspect. You guys are a tough, hard nosed football team. Time of possession, we gonna punch you in the mouth running the ball. Najee
Yeah.
Harris, Darnell Darnell Washington, Pat
Mhm.
Fryermuth. Like we're gonna put two, y'all gonna put two tight end sets out there, all that type of stuff.
Yep.
So to me, it's going to have to be a game where who scores more than 21. I think
Oh,
whoever
yeah.
I think whoever scores more than 21 in this game wins. Whoever creates a turnover. Um, Between the 20s, we moved the ball. Like, even when we played Chicago, Chicago's a great defense. We played against them.
Mhm.
They had one of the best red zone defenses in the NFL. Between the 20s, we moved the ball pretty well. Jaden has just been impeccable in that aspect where his QBR is actually better when he plays better opponents.
Mhm.
When he plays lesser opponents, it's a 77 QBR, but when he plays better opponents, it's in the low 80s, close to the mid 80s. He plays better against better people, which is crazy. Just shows how great he is. But I believe just with this game, you got to go against TJ Watt. You got to do whatever you can to chip him, double team him, and even sometimes that doesn't matter because he's that good. We
Yeah.
went up we went up against Miles Garrett, and he didn't record a single sack against us, and he's one of the best edge rushers in the league. Of course, we're going to chip T.J. Watt at the same time, and we may run to his side, and he's pretty good against the run too. So I feel like in this game, it's just going to have to be us stopping you guys rushing the ball. I
Mhm.
think that's just we're gonna have to do. If Marshawn can play, stack the box, we're gonna play a lot of tight coverage, and we're just gonna force Russ to win with his arm. Like we're gonna take away the running game from you. You're gonna have to beat us passing the ball 20 plus times like, for this game. At
Mhm.
least that's what I'm looking at.
If
How you feel
That's
Marshawn
what
about
you're hoping
Marshawn?
plays,
for. Mhm.
Mm.
if Marshawn plays, I don't think this game's particularly close.
Oh,
That's and
oh,
that like that's like my bold take, and that's only because I was watching some film and I was doing, and it's
I
gonna be
said the same
funny at
thing about
first.
Devontae Adams. I just want you to
But
know.
I mean, look, we've seen games like this, right, that get hyped up a lot of the times, and a lot of the times it doesn't live up to the hype. Like sometimes these games can turn into blowouts for either way, right? Like Pittsburgh may blow us out, we may blow y'all out. But I look at it like this: Pittsburgh hasn't played an offense even relatively close to this offense, right? The offense that was able to have the most success on Pittsburgh so far was the Colts, right? Like 27 points on Pittsburgh's defense is like unheard of. But that came at the hands of a dude named Joe Flacco. I think Anthony Richardson threw like four passes in that
six.
game.
You threw six.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, you can't really say the same for Washington, right? Because Washington, this offense right now, in terms of efficiency, is historic. Like I'm talking, you got to go all the way back to like the '60s for a team that's only given away the ball three times, that scores on over 60% of their drives. Like it's like every single time Jaden has the ball in his hands, I know we're scoring. It's just are we getting seven or not? He's getting points, and look, Najee's very good, but Najee's not getting 28 carries this week. He's not like I don't see y'all. You all trust Russ too much to give Najee the ball 12 straight times like the New York Giants. The Giants tried that, right? They came out of the gate with Tyrone Tracy and ran the ball like 14 straight times, just trying to take the ball away from my offense and dominate time of possession because they're scared. Like they know this offense is gonna score when given the opportunity, and you saw in the first half it worked. Like over they had like 115 yards at halftime. Cool beans. They had less than 45 yards in the second half
Is
against
it
us.
scary, like fear, or is it just strategy?
Well,
I think it is fear. Like, I mean, you know the opposing offense is gonna score pretty much every single time. That's fear. Like, I mean, for you to be a professional football team, how many other teams have the Giants open the gate against and ran the ball 14 straight times? But once you come see the league's leading offense, now all of a sudden they weren't afraid to throw the ball the first time they played us, and they were actually pretty successful doing it. But since then, right, Washington doesn't turn the ball over. They scored over 40 points like two or three times, and they've blown out like four teams, right? And then you go look at the Chicago Bears defense. They're top three, right? I think you all have a better overall defense, but Chicago's pretty damn close. I mean, you talk about a team that hasn't allowed more than 20 points in 14 straight professional games dating back to last year. That's absurd. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't been able to achieve that feat from last year leading into this year. It's so hard to hold every single team you play under 20 points. And they've played the Bills, they played the Eagles, they played the Ravens, they played some very notable teams dating back to last year. And Chicago's had success. So I think, and Jaden played great. No turnovers, a 92 QBR rating, over 300 yards passing. And even if you take out the Hail Mary, he had over 400 total yards of offense, right? Every single game in which we don't shoot ourselves in the foot with a shotgun and have penalty after penalty after penalty, these games started to open up. I mean, you saw it against New York. We did whatever we wanted. Dexter Lawrence leads the league in sacks and didn't even record a pressure. Look, TJ
Or
Watson, a
Brian
league of his
Burns.
own, right? Yeah, TJ Watson, a league of his own. Don't get it twisted. He's number one. I'm not questioning that. But I played a lot of elite defensive tackles and edge rushers this year, and no one's really blown the game open. Trey Hendrickson failed to do anything. He had 17 and a half sacks last season. Miles Garrett has a Defensive Player of the Year award. He didn't record a pressure.
Rod.
And Dexter Lawrence leads the league in sacks and couldn't even get a pressure. Like, man, I'm telling you, this offense is legit. This offensive line is legit, and they're gonna keep putting belt to ass, man.
so D, would you
Sounds
like
great.
to? D, would you like to?
You know? I
I'm
mean,
just asking.
it
Everybody
sounds
wants to
great.
respond, so
It sounds amazing. It sounded like, I would vote for you. Um, but
oh, you're crazy.
I don't.
Crazy.
It sounded great. I don't. What do you want me to say? It sounds amazing. Like, do I totally believe that this defense is going to lay down? I told you my concerns with my defense is definitely on third and long situations. But I mean, people love TJ Watt. Like, he is who he is, and he's in a league of his own. But then the guy on the other side, people don't talk about Alex Smith.
Yeah.
People just don't. They disregard him for some reason. But please believe the pressures that he brings is impactful. So, and then you still have Larry Ogunjobi and Cam Hayward up front. I mean, those guys, and then you still have Patrick Queen and Peyton Willis in the middle. Like, you still have, and then let's not talk about my guy, Minka Fitzpatrick, who people start to discredit, but you can't discount him. He's there. And Joey Porter, who's had success, and Dante Jackson, who's had multiple interceptions. Oh, and I forgot to mention Deshaun Elliott, who's been a phenomenal playmaker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I hear you, but again, strategy versus like saying it's fear. I don't know. I don't see grown men going out on the football field saying that we fear them.
I mean, of course, they're not going to literally come out and say that, but you have to have a tremendous amount of respect for the opposing team's offense for you to want to just dominate 40 minutes of game time, right? Look at when we played Philadelphia 2 years ago, right? Had like, bro, we controlled the clock for like 42 minutes of the game because we knew, hey, Philadelphia's offense is legit. I mean, that was without Saquon Barkley. So you can call it fear, you can call it strategy, you can call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you got too much respect for the opposing offense because you know you're not going blow for blow. You're going to have to dominate me in terms of time of possession. You're not scoring 27 plus points on me. We know that. I mean, that Dan Quinn knows that. It's just not going to happen.
So I would like to say because
But I do believe we will score in the third quarter this game. Bold prediction. We will
We're
score.
top three in terms of scoring in the third quarter. I think we're number two in the NFL in
mm,
terms of scoring in the third quarter.
I would
You be
like
the first.
I would like to add, because while y'all are having this beautiful discussion, I've been
Mhm.
looking up stats on both teams and just where we ranked. So, I think one thing that bodes well within our favor, this is kind of basically just piggybacking off what you said about how the Steelers struggle on third and long situations. So,
Hmm.
Jaden is very elusive in the pocket. I don't think it's no debate that he's the best scrambling quarterback in the NFL right now. Like,
Mm.
I don't. I,
I
as
don't
a
know.
sprint,
Lamar might have something to say about that.
I think Lamar as a pure runner is better than him. But as scrambling out the pocket and his EPA outside the pocket when he's pressured outside the pocket,
He's number one.
the
Yeah,
big time
yeah,
throws
he's
outside
number
the
one.
pocket, he's Jaden is up there.
Hmm.
The reason why I said that is because of um, sacks per game that teams allow. The Steelers are I think they allow 2.6 sacks allowed per game on offense. Whereas we would want to put you in third and long situation. So Russ has to hold on to the ball more. And we just have to play tight man coverage and just send a barrage of people at him. I don't know how he does well against the blitz this year from the small sample size that he's played, but I would say that putting you in third and long situation is going to be highly favorable for us. And also, like I said, I just think
And I do think this is one of the best secondaries we've faced this year.
yeah, it is.
It definitely is.
Like I said before, to me, this is going to be a hard nose. It's going to be a playoff game.
And
Type of
another thing, Russ been
it
blowing a
is.
little bit of connection. I know it's been only been 2 games, but him and Darnell Washington has just been clicking for those first 2 games.
Because the Steelers are, as far as rushing attempts per game, the Steelers are second in the NFL. We're fourth. So, if like I said, when I first talked, it's going to be a playoff type of game. Running the
Yeah.
football.
It may be boring. It may
Yeah.
be boring.
Yeah. It may be boring.
Yeah, it may be one of those ones where I know you guys think that you're going to score every single time, but it may not be that way.
Yeah.
This game may look different, or it may be there's no punting. The punters are very bored this game. We'll see. But it could go either way for me. But I feel like it may be more on the defensive side, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I think who stops the run at the best rate, in my opinion. If we can slow down Najee, and who's the other running back that you have?
Jalen Warren.
Warren. You can slow them down. You don't let the tight ends affect the middle of the field too much. That's the goal for me. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Like it's Jada gonna be going up against a whole pro safety maker. Joey Porter, a smart young man. He didn't talk his trash before the game.
Too. They got a good secondary.
Yeah, I mean, and then Beanie Bishop is coming off of 3 interceptions in the last.
This is just a rookie.
So you have some guys that are making plays that people don't even know their names.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a total team effort for you guys defensively, for sure. So I think it's gonna be a bloodbath, in my opinion. So
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be competitive. I'm excited. To be in what's it called, Northwest now. It's no longer FedEx, and
the atmosphere is better. The atmosphere is better. I will say that.
It is better. No more water falling on you.
Don't do that.
The bathrooms are cleaner. Okay,
yeah, it's a little bit better.
I'll judge.
Hold on. Why do you?
The worst stadium this year. I'll say that.
Why would you even say that? Like, they invested over $40 million in that stadium. Everything is smooth right now.
Yeah, it's different. Not the same old FedEx.
I'll check it out for myself.
So
except for
y'all know
parking.
that he
Like
scored
it's going to take you a minute to get out the stadium. It's
Hang
going to
It
take.
on,
always
relax,
does. It's
hang
nasty.
on, Kayla. Relax on the score edition because I let all y'all talk. I wanted to give my take on the game.
Go ahead, DT, get your
Go
take in.
ahead.
I truly think this is going to be the biggest test I say for Washington this season because obviously we have Pittsburgh coming on Sunday and then you have Philadelphia. So you have a small gap to get ready, and this is going to be a physical game. I do think Brian Robinson will be important for this game because, as we see, the biggest test to me will be Pittsburgh's front seven against the Commanders' offensive line. Last week we didn't give up no sacks, but you're having T.J. Watt. I see Nick Herbert getting healthy. I see the amount of defensive linemen, like the amount of defensive talent they have in the front seven. It's going to be the biggest test I think that will determine who wins this game. The secondary is very good for Pittsburgh. Like overall, the defense I see for Pittsburgh is a very good defense. And I think it's going to be a very good test for Washington because we know, quite frankly, let's be real, we're a better scoring team on the road than we're at home. Last time we were at home, played Chicago Bears, we only had 18 points, and that was with the Hail Mary. So
Time
I
before that,
think
we
this
played the
is,
Giants and only scored 7 field goals.
yeah. So I truly think this is going to be a biggest test about endurance, um, running the football, managing the clock, and turnovers. Like if a turnover happens in this game, I think it could be very critical for both sides of the team because we only had 3 turnovers through the most. That's breaking NFL record history. And while Pittsburgh, with their style, they take care of the ball very well, and they also know how to get the ball back for their offense. So I think field position. I'm thinking like classic football right here. Like,
I'm sorry. How many turnovers do we have?
I don't. Last time I checked, I don't think y'all have a lot of turnovers. I believe.
I was asking Caleb.
Oh,
Because I'm looking at it. I'm literally looking at it right now. As soon as you said that.
Because that number 3 sounds close.
Okay.
I believe
Take
it's the
away.
same. Russell only had 1 interception, I believe, and then Russell ain't got 0.
Russell had a fumble. Justin had an interception.
Takeaways per game, as far as for the Steelers, it's top 5. It's 4th in the league.
Yeah, that's key. We haven't shown that we can consistently take the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get there, but we haven't gotten.
Don't we have a turnover force in like 5 out of our last 6 games?
It's true, Cash, but
It's
once
close.
again, like when you're looking at a matchup like this, I think what I'm trying to tell you is, I think the offense and the defense for the Steelers are quite frankly evenly matched. I think it's going to be.
You think their offense is equal to our offense?
No. As
So
far
their
as
you think that their offense and their defense are equal?
I think their
Our
defense
offense
is
and their
evenly
defense.
matched for our offense. Like I think this is going to be like it's going to be a game Sunday. Like
That's just cute.
Also, Pittsburgh's coming off of a bye week as well, so they're well prepared.
Yeah, catch the Steelers slacking a little bit, but like I said, Mike Thomas, their head coach, so they gonna be prepared, for sure. I do agree with you, DT. I think getting a takeaway of this game is very key. The Steelers thrive in takeaways. So we're not gonna. I mean, we don't turn the ball over as an offense. We take care of the ball very, very well. Like Jaden, as far as turnover worthy plays, he's like bottom 3. He's like 3rd best in the NFL at that.
And our running back's been holding on to the football as well.
Yeah, for sure. Now I would say interception percentage thrown per game, the Steelers are up there. They're 2nd in the NFL. So they will give you the ball away.
We don't have that many interceptions this year, though.
no, they only have like 1.
I think it's like turnover worthy plays. I think it's turnover worthy.
You know what? Let me correct let me do some more research. I'll be right back to you. Hold on.
Just go to
Because Russell hasn't thrown 1, and I think Justin only threw 1. Now we've turned the ball over. We had fumbles.
I stand corrected. I apologize. Giveaway per game, Steelers are number 1. Pittsburgh is 4th. So like I said, like you said, DT, or like we said before, The X factor is who can take the ball away. Steelers are great at that. We haven't been consistent at that, but adding the corners and having the defense come together and us just flying to the football more and trying to create turnovers, we've been getting better at that. So this is the point where you want to see some sustained success with that category. Now we did have a turnover against the Giants, but I forgot what it was. I forgot what got it taken away. I think it was a penalty or something, DT, from what I remember, where I think Noah got a pick and the refs just took it away because of something
Yeah,
weird.
they stopped the clock. They blew the whistle.
Yeah. So that's gonna be the X factor to me. Take the ball away.
Time of possession and turnovers for me. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, I go back. I've said it so many times. The 20 points, right? If you score over 20 points, I used to say the first team that gets to over 20 points wins the game. This may not be the case, but over 20 points,
we also got
you have to score. It appears you have to score over 20 points to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sorry, Taylor, go ahead.
I'm trying to look up the Steelers. Never mind. I got it right here. Red zone scores per game. Washington is 5th. Pittsburgh is 20. They're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean Russell has been able to get them in the red zone. I'm singing him praises for that. But there's just been some crazy things happening when they get in the end zone. You saw the flag on Broderick Jones when George Pickens had a touchdown. You saw the no 2 feet down. George Pickens. Yeah. There's just been some strange things happening in the red zone. But the fact of the matter is that the trips are happening. They're getting there. Oh, and that to me is a great improvement from the last couple of years.
So I'm looking at this as well. And I'm looking at it for both teams, of course. Pittsburgh is 4th in fourth quarter points per game on offense. We're in the middle of the pack too as well. Pittsburgh averages 8.5 points per game in the fourth quarter. Washington averaged 6.6. So fairly, we both score pretty good in the fourth quarter. I think that third quarter is really going to be. I think just the back half of this game, the second half of this game, is who's going to last the most. Like who can get out of this bloodbath. In my opinion, that's what I think it's going to be. And if it got to be field goals, I don't give a damn. Find a way to win. People complaining about the Chiefs being 8-0. They still 8-0. Don't matter. Like they're still 8-0. Beat them. You can't beat them. Yeah, and they're winning. It doesn't matter. Like Mahomes isn't playing at his best, but they're still 8-0. So
they'll find a way to win.
For me, from what I've seen from this team so far, when they face an upper echelon team, they tend to stay in it. They tend to be competitive. They fight with the Ravens. We can't. It's hard to. I don't think anyone can stop that Ravens offense right now. Lamar, Derrick Henry, they're humming right now offensively. We stayed in it. We lost by a touchdown, of course. Jaden performed really well. He made all the throws that he needed to make to keep them into that game. Just the defense couldn't hold.
But I do think if we would have had Lattimore against the Ravens, I think we would have beaten them.
And I think
they in the first half of different.
And I think against the Steelers, for me, I don't believe they're going to get blown out or embarrassed on national television. I don't see that happening. I just see it being competitive. I see it just people flying around, hitting each other on both sides of the football. That's what's going to be. That's what's going to be.
And it's supposed to rain. I think it's supposed to rain a little bit, not much.
Oh yeah, then it's going to get real nasty out there.
Yeah. It's supposed to rain. I don't know what time. If it's going to be later in the evening or afternoon or what, but they are anticipating some rain. If those people don't know. So we'll see. Shall see. I'm open to a great game. I cannot wait to come out and have some fun. Of course, everyone is upset about me telling Jaden and Bobby Go Steelers, but whatever. Get over it.
Did you hit up
Who's upset about it? I thought it was funny.
I don't know why they're upset.
Did you hit up Arabia? I know you in Arabia be going to well, I know y'all went to the Defenders game.
We've been chatting. I haven't. I'll have to text her. I don't know if she'll be there or not, but
I don't know either. So I don't know if she's gonna be there, but
she's a busy woman these days.
Yeah, she is. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
She is.
Shout
out to her too. So DT, you can take it from here.
It's Kayla's turn.
Oh, it's Kayla's turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go with Commanders 24, Steelers 18.
Go ahead, Cash.
Again, don't think it's going to be close. I got the Commanders 26, 15. I think the offense right now, it's just humming too much, right? And, Dan Quinn spoke about how they felt after the Ravens game. We felt like we should have won that football game. We didn't have our starting running back one. I didn't have any corner who could guard Zay Flowers on any part of the earth. And we lost that game by one possession. I don't think Pittsburgh has the offense. Do I think they have the defense? Absolutely. I think your defense is elite. I think it's the best defense I'll play all season. Unless, of course, I make a deep playoff run, and we'll see who we play later on. But I don't think the Russell Wilson experiment is going to go well. I think 26-15 Washington.
DT.
Man, I'm the host of the podcast, man. You better get your score prediction.
You know, y'all go, okay. You know
I
what?
was up here first. I was late.
I'm gonna give a score prediction. 2017. 2017. I'm rocking with my squad right now, so it's gonna be a one possession game to me. That's the way it's gonna be, in my opinion. One possession game, either or for both teams, 20-17. But I want my Commanders to win, of course. They're gonna put a statement on the league if they can win this game.
Oh, I forgot to say it's gonna be overtime too. 24-18 overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah. Overtime.
Okay.
So
go ahead, DT.
I think the biggest key, like I've been saying, man, it comes down to the trenches for me. And I think Dee brought up a good point with her team about not allowing points in the third quarter, and then you found a stat about them in the fourth quarter. I think it's all about trying to see which side can finish. I do believe this game is going to be drastically closer than what a lot of people think. But I think we found a way to pull out. I'm going to go Commanders 23, Pittsburgh 21.
You have the floor, Miss D.
I typically don't do score predictions until the day of the game. But I do believe it's going to be a race to 20. So, and I do believe that it will be a one possession game. It's kind of like the way Pittsburgh Steelers like to play ball. One possession win is great. We've been getting lucky a couple of times and gone out more than one. A win over more than one possession and had a breather. I don't think that's going to be the case here. So I don't have it. I currently don't have it going. No one's scoring over 27 right now, but it could change as I look at some more things. But the team that scores over 20 points is definitely going to win this game. So, but I have the Steelers winning. So,
of course you do. Of course you do.
Just remember what Bobby said.
Yeah, I heard him.
But nah, no, man. Like I get your popcorn ready. This is a good game. Obviously, I'm from 757. A lot of us from the DMV. Clearly, we got a lot of friends and cousins, uncles, and stuff. They throwing their terrible towels around. I had a couple students already talking trash to me on their bye week. I was like, oh my God.
We will also be passing out burgundy towels as well on Sunday.
Of course. That's what they do when we come to town.
Like them before, we actually gonna have fans holding them towels.
Yeah, I like I said.
Yeah, at least y'all will be there. Y'all will be in the building this time, so it'll definitely be a change. I look forward to seeing the cell phone holders you have and the fans that will be there.
I just look, like I say before every game when we have a guest, good game. No injuries. Prayer circle, no major injuries. No injuries. No major injuries for both sides of the football team. So that's what I value the most throughout this season.
So. The rough staying out of it.
All right, look, that's all we got. That's all we got for y'all tonight, man. This is the Command Time podcast.
Don't forget, it's never the Eagles' time. It's never the Cowboys' time. It's definitely not the Giants' time. For this week, it's not the Steelers' time. But it's always Command Time.
Don't make that face, D. Don't make that face now.
I'm just saying.
She does this with every show.
She do. She do, and I respect it. I respect it. Thank you for coming on to the show, though, D.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for taking out your time. You know, not everybody got time for stuff like this, but we appreciate you taking out your time to chat it up with us for sure. So
yeah, I'll be fans again after 4:00 on Sunday.
And I see you like our hashtag a lot. A lot of people be hating on
I love it's clever. I'm cool with some people that actually work for the organization. So I love it. I think it's creative, and I can't wait to raise hell with the Steelers and the Terrible Towels at Northwest. So I will definitely participate in raising hell.
For sure.
Hey, look, man. That's all we got for y'all tonight. This is Command Time Podcast, once again presented by the Fans First Sports Network. Live on YouTube is your boy DT with Kayla, Caleb, Cash, and our special guest today, D from DeeLovesSports. We'll catch you guys next time. And either win or loss, we're here for you with great content and great memories on Command Time Podcast, a Fans First Sports Network production. Catch y'all later.
All right, y'all.
Bye. All right. Thank
you. Got me feeling so free. Like a cool summer breeze. Got me feeling so free. It's about time.